Hello, everybody! Touhou 17 Survival, here we are. It's my first time commentating TWC, so I'm a little bit nervous, but hello!
Hello.
Give me 1 second.
Hello!
And we have Mino, we have myself, and Borealis here for commentary. So, when it comes to this game, I remember that last year we did get an LNN, like, relatively fast, so it's gonna be crazy if we get two in the same day. TD and WBaWC generally the most consistent, right?
Well, it's an entire possibility. We've got some big shot players right here. So we've got BM in Team Harmony, who has an actual LNN in every single shot type, which is absolutely ridiculous. But then you have Kick, who also has LNNs in Marisa Otter, Eagle, and Rainbow Wolf, which are also one of the harder ones for sure. So it's very possible that either one could get the win.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know much about Kick, but I do know that the players here are probably both going to be using bad shots in this game, relatively.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. That is the meta.
Let's see. Generally speaking, I'm trying to remember. Have you guys played WBaWC Survival? Is there anything else that you can say as an introduction?
Well, we could clarify which shot types are good and for what reason. For the match, I mean, which makes some bad shot types. Lol.
Yeah, basically, WBaWC meta, worst shot or bust. Basically, that's what it's going to be here. So, I do know that Mayumi gets a little bit harder when you use the garbage shots, but not too much, probably.
Yeah, so with Rainbow overall is pretty hard to play actually, ironically, in this game, because the shot just, in a way, just doesn't do that much damage, even with Wolf. And also lacks splash damage, so which can be very important in especially stage 6, for example, and stage 5 with the idols putting everywhere.
Stage 4 spam, Reimu sucks at that, I remember.
Reimu, yeah, but not as much as Marisa. Marisa has a very ugly stage 4.
Oh, really?
Really needs to route, yeah. Unless you're Eagle. Eagle gets a bit around that with the penetration, but see, there's some pretty tough segments to dodge around the mid-boss. Lots of wisps.
Well, is it time, Fawful?
Is it time? Oh yes, absolutely. Let's get into the introduction slides, everybody. Outline the rules of the match. So, Touhou 17 no bomb rules. Match will be played on Lunatic, of course. 75-minute timer this time around. Not too long, not too short. For every death, the player's TW score will be halved, and no bombs or berserk roars are allowed. So, that's why this game has 4 conditions. What are they again? No miss, no bomb, no hyper, no roar break. Or no bombs or berserk roars here. And any run with 5 deaths or more, any run with more than 5 deaths will not count, because the score is halved until the misses exceed 5. And the person with the highest score at the end will take the champion crown, whatever. We'll take the W. There we go. Here are the rubrics. The wolf shots are generally the most competent in this game. You'll notice across the board they have the smallest number of points, so probably not going to be seeing those today, if we're being honest. The Yomu Eagle is a bit of a funny shot, so she's kind of an outlier, but, I guess Rainbow Eagle is not great either, but basically the Otter shots have no other benefits to their focus or unfocused shots,
So I'm gonna pitch in here. So what he means by that is we have 3 different configurations for each shot. You might see Reimu W, O, and E. That stands for Wolf, Otter, and Eagle. So the 3 animal shot types. So what the Wolf does is it focuses more on your shift or focus damage. The Eagle buffs your unfocused shots, and then the Otter It doesn't really buff either, but it has like there are some certain properties that go along with it. Ori, can you?
Yeah. So the thing with as you can see, even in this chart, Marisa Otter and Reimu Otter have, and Yumiko have the highest score awarded for completing a run. The reasons are simply that Reimu Otter just both lacks splash damage and has low damage. Marisa Otter is a little bit better because it has good splash damage, but the DPS is still a bit on the low end. And Yumu Eagle is just kind of a special case with a where the unfocused shot is very strong, but the focused shot is very weak, unlike the other Yumu shot types.
And one other outlier would be, what was it? Yomu Otter is also pretty low score. She has an 8. I heard she's generally just really good because Yomu in general is pretty broken.
Yeah, if Yomu is gonna be used, it's most likely Eagle, because just the slash alone can trivialize so many segments. Can't even begin stating them. Very instrumental.
Yeah, absolutely. So this, I haven't seen what people were practicing before the match, but if I had to put a prediction, I'd probably say one of the Otter shot types or Yomu Eagle. I think that's basically what we're gonna see here.
Yeah, so I want to preface that Wily Beast and Weakest Creature is a lot different from your usual Touhou game. In a lot of other games, especially in games like EOSD or UFO, a lot of the challenging parts are going to be those crazy random dodging patterns with like glowing bullets and everything spread everywhere, chaos. And Wily, the focus is more on strategy and memorization because there is less RNG dependent patterns in this game. Or at least the patterns that are very difficult are more on the memorization end, especially in the stage 6 boss. And we'll talk about that more when we actually get to those patterns. But what I will say about this game is that it's a very good game for consistency and it's a very good game for learning. I actually think that it's one of the better games for just doing no bomb runs in because of how learnable it actually is.
Definitely a good entry point. I see a lot of like people starting with TD, but I think honestly WBaWC is just as viable as an entry point.
And that consistency is also why we only have a 75-minute timer, which is even less time than the 10 Desires timer that we had earlier. Now, that also could go and also the length of the game gets accounted for that as well, but as you remember from the LOLK match, there was like what was the timer again? It was well over like 100 minutes.
Yeah. Touhou 15 Survival has the difficulty and the sheer length of itself to boost that timer up.
I can see already they're practicing Mayumi lol.
Alright, here we go. Or not yet.
I got 45 seconds.
Soon enough.
Alright, looks like we know what shot types are being used here.
It looks like Ben's actually going for Reimu Otter.
This time around, yeah.
Gutsy, but I like it.
If he gets the repeat Reimu Otter LNN 2 years in a row, that would be absolutely amazing. If anyone can do it, it's him, though.
Also, we want to clarify, one of the players, Keek, is not going to be using the timer. It is simply because their browser source causes them slowdown, so that's the reasoning for that. So they're going to follow the mainstream timer.
Here we go.
Game begin.
Soon.
Yep.
Wanna make sure you don't start too early. That would be pretty ugly.
Well, it is time for Ben.
Soon.
Go, go, go.
There we go. It could just be a stream latency, who knows? But either way, they
Alright.
started roughly the same time.
We got the otter shots. So these are both players that are trying to capitalize on the TWC score. I like it.
Interesting.
Okay, so oh, sorry, Bori, go first.
Yeah, it seems like Kick is going for Marissa Otter, which would definitely be the more consistent of the two. While Ben, with his just adequate experience, I think he's just going to go for the big shot.
It's definitely a safe pick. He just has so much experience with this, and last year on top of it all.
Okay, so since we're in stage 1, this is the perfect time to talk about the hyper mode, the hyper system. So you see those adorable little animal spirits that are flying across the screen. They're like the UFO tokens, and when you grab them, it fills the bottom left gauge, so to speak. And once you get 5 tokens, it activates a roaring mode. So you're basically required to get these. This isn't like UFO where you can just avoid the UFO tokens the whole game and never summon a UFO. It's just unrealistic to do so because of the frequency of the tokens. They're very random, there's just so many. They don't go away during boss fights like they do in UFO. So unless you're doing some ridiculous like pacifist, not shooting at enemies and timing down boss patterns thing, you're gonna get roaring mode. So
Absolutely.
we have banned, so when you get 3 of the same animal, so 3 wolves or 3 otters, you get a special roaring mode that's stronger, and it gives your character more properties depending on which of the animals you get, but all 3 of them give you extra properties. So in order to balance this out, the players are required to make sure that they never get 3 of the same spirit. So as long as they don't get 3 of the same animal spirit in their hyper, it becomes a neutral hyper and it just doesn't give them those extra power buffs. It's the fairest way to handle this, and this is what the players are going to be doing.
Yeah, it's definitely like... Thankfully, the game is not too difficult that way, because just not having to match 3 tokens is relatively reasonable. I saw Behem going for no token stuff, because he's a mad lad, but that is not practical for an event like this, or as a category.
Oh, absolutely not. Not only is it risky, but it also just wastes the timer, because you're going to have to time down boss attacks, because boss attacks will spawn these tokens. I will say, though, once you get really used to this game, though, they're pretty easy to avoid, and there's only one boss where these become super problematic. Anyway, sorry, Fawful, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I was just going to comment on the fact there are also those resource items with the points and the heart and the bomb piece, where if you get a hyper or just any collection of 5 items, at the end of it, it will spawn whatever that is, but it's not really relevant for this run here. They're already at max power already. Not gonna bomb or anything.
So, fortunately for these players, the early game is very, very tame. There isn't a lot in the first 3 stages that are going to be problematic, and this is the same case that was in 10 Desires. So this is the type of game where you can get to stage 4 pretty consistently. So that's really good for a TWC environment. It allows the players to really go for those low miss and LNN runs. In fact, this game has been LNN end 4 ends. This game has been LNN'd on a TWC twice, I think. Once in 2020, as well as, was it last year, 2022?
2022, yep. It was Behem
Yes.
with game shot cut. Oops, looks like he got bonked on stage 2.
Aww. Also, I just want to say I really like the song Lost River. Actually, I think this game's OST in general is pretty fantastic.
I love this game's UI design. It has a different atmosphere than all the other titles.
For me, it's the font. The font is, I don't know, it scratches the brain just good.
Oi, you can't blame me for those deaths. I'm just explaining the game. Oh, is it because I said the first 3 stages were kind of free? My bad.
Relatively free. Nothing is ever free.
Yeah, so a lot of the early game stages are going to be streaming, and don't worry, I'll complain about that a lot in stage 3, but in the first 2 stages it's also kind of a thing as well.
Yeah, we got the, what is it, exclamation mark stage 3 in the chat for all of you? I think that was the command.
Yes. Okay, so we are at boss Urumi. Now, what is notable to say on her fight? Because a lot of her patterns aren't that tricky.
Yeah, so she's a gimmicky boss. The gimmick is she shoots like those enlarging bullets, as you can see. They're like Mentos that just grow bigger. That means that, you know, you don't want to stay low on the screen because they'll just wall you. You do not want that to happen. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. And she'll just do that a lot.
Yeah, that first spell there was one of those gotcha patterns where if you're like super low on the screen, you're gonna get walled, but then as soon as you realize you can stay higher, then it's a lot easier. Also, she kind of uses the Shenmyomaru gimmick of enlarging the bullets, so you just want to generally stay high on the screen for those attacks because the bullets have not...
really often.
Yeah, the bullets haven't expanded, so it's a lot safer to be higher up.
A lot of these crisscrossy patterns that make you not want to stay at the bottom of the screen. It is different for sure.
Boom. Here we go.
Alright, chat, are you ready to spam the stage 3 command? Because I know you're gonna do it. Already seeing it.
So, I'm not gonna bully it too much because, you know, this is an event, we want to have fun. But I will say, this stage is a special kind of stage. A special type of streaming hell. Almost everything in this stage is just aimed directly at you. And so basically, most of the stage is just going to be stream tapping. And I'm not exaggerating.
We should make a rule where you have to do stage 3 no token. That's a terrible idea.
Maybe. In a future TWC. No, some person in the chat summed it up perfectly. This stage is the most stage of all time. This is the Touhou stage of all time. Out of all the stages in all of Touhou, it's this one.
This should have been a tutorial. But rest assured, Kutaka is a good boss. It's just a waiting room we've got here.
Right.
And these players are no doubt completely desensitized to it, as is anyone who plays long enough.
Yeah, you get desensitized by the stage, but then Kotaka comes a jump scare where you actually have to get very careful.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately,
yeah. Sorry.
No, you go first.
I was just gonna say, yeah, when I first played the stage, I didn't know how to stream, so it looked completely different. It's one of those, you know, Mino was talking about how this whole game is mostly routing. It's another one of those, aha, once you know it forever. It's one of those moments. Sorry, you were saying?
Oh, no, I was just gonna say Kutaka's here, and she's actually fairly interesting, although not necessarily the mid-boss. Also, one thing I want to point out about the mid-bosses in this game is that mid-bosses having spell cards is just gone. It stopped being a thing with Lily and Touhou 16, and I don't know if it's ever coming back.
Interesting.
The mid-bosses in Touhou just have non-spells now.
Interesting route from BEM for stage 2, very high up on the screen.
Oh yeah, the extras, right.
Nice line with the center fairy there.
Oh yeah, I want to take a moment to comment on these bullets have really bad like visuals with the stage background. It's yellow on yellow and I don't like it. It's not really tough to dodge, but it will catch you sometimes.
It's the WBaWC experience.
Okay, this boss is actually kind of fun. I adore all of her spells. I adore most of her spells.
She's a pretty big threat. Well, I wouldn't say that. She's like the first thing where people will struggle on. Is what I would rather say. She has a lot of like erratic. Yeah, a lot of her patterns are erratic, and the non-spells love to wall you. Essentially. Also, a lot of people struggle on the final attack. We will see why.
Interesting. Ben is actually doing this spell really low.
He's kind of streaming it in a way.
They are
Or
aimed.
not. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one has some funny backwards bullets, but these bullets aren't too fast, and they intersect with enough space to go through.
Right. And if you're higher on the screen, you have bigger gaps between those rice bullets.
Mm-hmm.
And all of these nons look pretty similar, but they've all got slight variances, so they're not all the same, even if they look...
Alright, time for the final.
So, on the final spell, when you shoot down those wisps, and I think you have to be a certain distance from them, they will fire, like, red fireballs at you. So you can kind of cheese this by not killing those wisps, and Marissa has a very low spread, so she can actually damage Gutaka quite effectively without killing those wisps. And it's pretty nice.
He went
Yeah.
for the kill.
Reimu doesn't really have that luxury as much, so I'm interested to see what Ben does when he gets there.
Alright, stage 4. This is where it's gonna start looking a bit ugly for Marissa. So... Well, except for this segment, but the mid-boss, around the mid-boss, will be pretty scary.
Stage 4 has some nice symmetry with its sections. You'll see these fairies spawning in these spots a lot, and the spam coming from the left and the right with the yin-yangs. It'll just ramp up a bit more over time.
So the first half of this stage is pretty chill. You just have to catch those sunflower fairies, those large fairies, before they start firing too much. And as long as you have those spawn points memorized, you can stream into them and finish off the big fairies pretty fast, and then the screen won't be that flooded.
Alright, this is stage 4 spam, if I'm not mistaken. They'll start coming from both sides at once, the left, the right, and then both. A lot of these yin-yang shooting bacteria bullets, as I've seen people call it.
Well, there's 2 spams. I would say this is the first one. There's more spam after this. Ooh, big dodging.
Nice work.
And yes, chat, this song is a cat jam.
It makes stage 3 worth it.
Okay, so here's here's the spam that I was mentioning. There's gonna be a lot of arrowheads, and because Marissa can't kill all of them because they're coming from all sides, it can get pretty hectic.
Sure. The build-up.
Yeah, so this part is
Ooh.
actually really bad as Marissa, so oh no!
no!
Just as I say that, I am carrying the legacy, apparently.
Nice. Not nice to the death, but the base boost. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, but those bullets kind of remind me of PDH. Like, they're a lot slower, but the layout, you know?
Weirdly enough, it gives me PCP Stage 6 spam vibes.
I see what you mean. And that's one section where I believe Reimu Otter... Oh, he's timing this down?
I'm assuming that's because he wants to delay the segment afterwards. It can get pretty spammy.
Okay. I was gonna mention that section with the wisps. I would imagine Reimu Otter is better at that because of her homing. But either way, you're not gonna be able to kill all of those wisps. You still have to do that crisscross dodging.
Yeah. Well, it looks like Kick made it to the Yachi.
Alright,
We
one
see
miss
some
into
interesting
Yachi.
stuff here.
I would imagine they just didn't reset based on the fact the timer for this game is a lot less than normal, so...
So, let's talk about her. Her non-spells are pretty much exactly what you see, very spirally and consistent. But the real dilemma is the spell cards. She has some very unique spell cards, as you can see here. Very confined dodging.
Yeah, and you can see they're doing a...
Whoa!
Whoa!
Every time I
Darn it.
speak,
It's okay, Mino, it's not your fault.
I was gonna
Darn
comment
it.
on that they were doing circular streaming there, which is a very good method for that spell.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
spell
so unfortunate.
spawns those lanes. And
Okay,
has
Ben
those
is on
bullets.
the meme spell. Yeah, so these are the fireballs that we didn't see on the other player. So
Yep,
it looks
those
like
fireballs.
it looks like that strategy is still possible. You just have to be more careful because Reimu's needles are more spread out, so they're more likely to kill those wisps. It looks like it's even unavoidable because the top ones, since you're farther away from those top wisps, they are going to fire their bullets.
Got the kill.
All right. Nice.
Okay.
Alas, he makes it to stage 4, finally.
Well, we'll
Alright.
see how Reimu handles this stage.
Yeah, so she is not as strong as Marissa for killing those, so they are firing a bit more.
Yeah.
It's not usually too bad though, from my experience. Although it's mostly because she lacks the splash damage, where, yeah, they just get very dense, these yin yangs.
I imagine her performance is very comparable to Marissa Otter as well on this stage. There'll be
Yeah.
some quirks, but relatively close.
Yeah, but I think on the Arrowhead segment she should do decently better. But here comes the yin yang section. Let's see how this goes.
See how early is going to go to the right. Sticking to the left for a good while. Alright, the aimed bullets will start coming in. Oh, close one. Stream that very slowly.
Oh, goodness.
And well, those last for a lot longer than you want them to. Nice work. Nice
Oh
work.
goodness, okay. Well, the good news is BM just got through the worst of it, so he should be better from now on for the stage.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, those homing amulets are actually quite effective.
Definitely. It'll probably make a bigger difference for the next section once those bullets get faster.
That was a huge difference.
Yeah. Here they
Oh my
are.
god, they're not even getting... Wait, what?
Oh yeah, you only have to dodge like 2 lanes at a time. That is substantially better.
Jeez, I didn't even know that could be that easier. Oh my god.
I'm officially calling that WBaWC PDH because that's really what it looks like to me.
Yeah, that's a tech if I've ever seen one.
Okay, so I'm curious as if Ben is gonna time down.
Let's take a look.
Nope.
Going for the kill.
I guess with Reimu it doesn't really matter.
Well, looking good for BM.
Alright. Those sections look really cluttered, but it's like, it's all routed, thankfully. Like, these sections are so scary the first time you see them. And they still are precise enough to keep you on your toes, no doubt. And be careful with the tokens, and good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Also, if you look closely at the background, you can see skulls.
Ooh. Menacing. Alright, let's go, Bohemian.
Okay, so I'm wondering if Ben is going to be doing the circular streaming. Probably. I mean, it's a classic strat for this spell. Yeah. It's just the way that these lanes. I mean, I think they're spear. They look like spears, but
Okay.
Nicely done. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to do that.
Here will come a pretty dangerous spell card. Lots of homing. You have to smooth a lot around. Let's see how he handles this.
Route is very particular here.
yeah, you can do a lot with this spell. Actually, there's a lot of different strategies for it.
Ooh. Never
one-
seen
God.
that.
I want to say that this looks risky. But
Oh, darn it. You want to say it looks risky?
I
No.
guess it was risky.
What is
You're
wrong
so unlucky
with me?
today, Mino. I feel bad for you. Chad is bullying you so much.
Well, don't worry, because the next pattern is absolutely not risky. Maybe that helps.
Oh no, this pattern is absolutely dangerous, I think. Well, okay, this pattern is strange because it is very affected by Yachi's movement, and the gaps that you take are going to be different depending on her movement, so you actually have to keep track of that. But, I mean, these players have played this game so much that they should know what the correct gaps are to take, so I'd imagine they'd be fine.
Very nice.
Nice.
Still solid pace. Unfortunate L on that spell, but Reimu Otter has garbage damage, so it makes sense to die to that spell.
Okay,
Stage
so
5.
the stage 5 portion is going to be a lot of streaming. However, I think it's okay in this case because it's nice to have this little breather section before the last 2 bosses, which are going to be a lot harder.
Stage 5 isn't exactly free either. There's some pretty tricky segments coming up. You have to route them pretty particularly.
Can I just say, I absolutely love the background on this stage. It is so detailed. And the way it brights up later on is really cool.
Yeah, this stage is an entire aesthetic.
Consider the music.
I imagine it's a nice breather when you're on LNN pace.
So, soon enough, we're gonna have a very spammy segment. It's not gonna be that bad, I think, but it's something to consider.
Oh, so we got more of those rings, but they're slower and they're more imposed on one another. Oh no!
Oh
Kick
no,
miss
kick.
on Urumi.
Rainbow really handles things, huh?
Yeah, he feels safe being unfocused on there. I guess that's because the bullets are slow. So this, he spins it, which looks kind of scary, but it's gotta be the best thing if he's doing it.
Yeah, this is actually more consistent than it looks.
He really looks like he's inside the bullets, though. Alright, come on.
Oh,
no! No! Darn it, I wonder if he didn't misdirect that far enough.
Oh god, that
Kind of looked
Sheesh.
off script.
Yeah, it kind of did. Like, maybe he thought it was gonna end, but it didn't end there. It's kind of like what some people do on Junko second non. They don't kill it fast enough. They're not expecting another wave, they die.
I guess Miami just got tired of being spun around. Jeez.
Yeah.
So the end of the stage actually spawns a lot of tokens.
Better
Yeah.
stay relatively low.
Oh god, are we gonna get last year's Mayumi? I'm a bit scared.
It's alright.
I'll let Borealis introduce Mayumi, it's only fitting.
Yep.
So, this boss, it's theoretically very static and theoretically easy, but yeah, theoretically. She's got some very threatening attacks, mostly her non. And her second spell card can also be deadly. A lot of patterns are static or aimed, but don't be fooled, she's a very precise attacker.
I want to say that a lot of these patterns force you in odd places on the screen, and this is the fight where the tokens actually become a lot more relevant in L and N, because this is the fight where I think you're most likely to get an accidental animal hyper.
Yeah, a lot of tokens after these spells. And also, let's just talk about the overlap of those arrows there. It's really gross. Those, like, Mayumi non-spells are certainly not the hardest thing in the game, but I've seen people lose quite a few paces to them. It makes sense.
Yeah, you absolutely do not want to underestimate this boss.
Yeah, as you
looks
can
like his handling spell 2 very good though.
Yeah, you got to be really
I
aggressive on
no
these
idea how he
Haniwas,
dodged
because
that, but
if
nice
you
work.
let them fire too much, they are going to overwhelm you.
You can see he's barely even getting any shots on the boss itself.
Yeah.
Mostly hitting the idols.
This is what auto shots have to deal with. A much better shot would just decimate this pattern, but look, he has to time it out because he's using Reimu Otter.
That's Reimu.
And honestly, that looks scary to me. Alright, so we got a misdirect at the start of third non.
Yeah,
Keep
very
that up.
deceptive.
Yeah, you can toy around with this non a lot.
Alright, come on, and good. Yeah, so he arranges his needles in a specific way. I've seen him do this before with Dream Water. Start the pattern off like that.
This spell card is secretly a bit dangerous for Reimu because of the lack of damage for the idols.
No! The overlap got a bit too intense there. Yeah, I should have stayed closer to the middle.
Ah, jeez.
Alright, so this one is strictly a route, I think, but it lasts quite a long time.
This is basically Mayumi combining the gimmicks of every spell card into one.
This is pretty dangerous.
Alright, crisscross, aimed, and gadish. Nice.
Okay, so we got a 3 miss pace going on to stage 6.
It's not
Alright.
over. Stage 6 intro is coming, and that could be scary.
Oh yeah, the intro to this stage is kind of scary.
Oh yeah. Well, it's okay. We have homing. That'll make things a little bit better, right?
Save.
That
Good.
looked kind of scary. Yeah, this really just goes to show, like, there's so many more bullets on screen because of how weak the shot type is. And, like, the way that you have to hug those yin-yangs as you circle around, visually it looks rather scary, but of course it is consistent.
Do not pick up that otter.
Yeah.
Do not.
So, not doing the spinning around on this non.
It's trauma from the stage 5 mid-non. There we go.
TWC lore.
Okay, so this section here is like an endurance section. It's really, really long, and it's not generally that difficult, but it just gets so crowded near the end that if you're not careful, you can get walled or just, like, surprised. And you don't want to stay in the same place generally because these bullets are aimed around your general location, so you have to keep moving, and there's just a lot going on, and sometimes it can push you into really inconvenient locations. It's not the worst spam section in the world, but can kill.
It's a unique spam section because they come from above, left, and right. So it's like multi-directional spam.
Oh,
Alright.
Here's Keiki, here's Keiki.
Wanna take the floor, Mino?
Oh, me? Cat Jam alert.
Oh yeah, best song in the game, here we go. And just
Okay.
look at the long corridor
Number
and how
3.
fast it's going.
So this boss fight is very memorization focused. A lot of these patterns are basically static. Although they like this first spell, for instance, it's memorization, but it also changes based on your position. So if you aim it in a certain area, you can do it the same way every time. And there's, yes, circular streaming on this. I expected that.
Unless she moves up, in which case that'll be difficult.
Yeah, oh yeah, if she moves to up, which can happen rarely, you cannot do this, unfortunately. But it looks fine for
Very
Mino right
nice.
here.
Come on! Ah!
That was
Circle.
scary.
Yep, gotta be careful not to underestimate when to end those patterns.
Interesting gap choice there.
That is unique.
If here's another static spell. I believe Keiki doesn't have that many RNG patterns for her spell cards.
Most of them are pretty consistent. There's a few outliers, however.
And,
Not three. Oh,
Sorry, I was just gonna say, Geometric Creature, which is coming up soon, is a perfect example of static does not equal easy.
okay. This non-spell really wants to bully you, and so you just have to fight back. Don't let it overwhelm you. Try not to bottom hug. Okay,
And
linear
here's
creature. You
linear creature.
take you take the lead here, Bori.
Everyone say the line. Fuck linear creature.
Here it is.
It's actually pretty tame for survival usually.
The only issue is just staying under the boss. If the boss goes really far away, it can be hard to finish them off, and it's really cursed as Marissa. Yomu doesn't really have a big issue on this, and Reimu's like okay-ish.
Okay. Here is a dangerous pattern. This is secretly Junko circles but sped up. You have to be very careful because it does speed up later on.
Yeah, this pattern scales continuously. Ooh. Very nice. Alright, this is a spell with a whole bunch of visual clutter.
This is exactly the spell that Rainbow Otter suffers in. I am a bit scared.
Alright, very small gap there. Very nice. Follow Keiki.
The issue is that Reimu Otter just isn't good at killing these idols.
That was very clutch. Come on.
Behem knows what he's doing.
Little bit down. Very nice.
Awesome. Okay.
And, okay, this fist spell really shouldn't be an issue, but it's that type of thing that you can just kind of choke on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
But
gotta
it's
do the
all
most
memo.
of it here.
It's all memo.
It's all static and aim, but it can still get you.
Yep. Here we go.
Yeah, every pattern from here on out is a memorization pattern, and that's what I was talking about, is that this game isn't like Embodiment of Scarlet Devil. It just has a lot of focus on really precise memorization patterns, and here we go, Geometric Creature. This is the infamous spell. So the red waves are the difficult ones, because it's a very, very tight spacing.
And everything here is telegraphed.
This spell is really all about just not getting nervous. It's a very nerve-wracking spell. Also nice.
Very nice by Behem. Alright, so this final spell, I believe it is routed in a particular way. People time it down, but I don't think Behem is going to do that. I think he didn't like the time down strat, but it is available to him. Oh, he is timing it down. But
Yeah.
he may not time down the entire thing. We'll see.
So there's a reason why he's timing it down, and it's because when the pattern gets shot down, like new layers of bullets will be added, as you can see right here. Yeah. And timing it down just makes it very consistent to make consistent gaps. So this is all just completely routed, basically.
Really is a good capstone to this boss as a whole. It's a pretty tense pattern regardless, though, and with all the tokens flying around. He collected the right tokens intentionally, like he has 2 wolf and 2 eagle, so he can't get an accidental hyper here, which is great.
And fortunately, if you're just bottom hugging, it's very low chance you'll actually run into a token.
Yeah, they take forever to fly off screen. Alright, kick into stage 4 again at last.
On and end pace too, nice.
Yep,
This is beautiful.
very soon for Behem. Very nice.
And we have
GG.
a Reimu Otter 3 miss from Ben.
Very
That's
nice
actually
stuff
pretty
there.
good.
Yeah, like, the patterns that he died to certainly has probably lost a lot of paces to those, but he's absurdly consistent.
It's not Wednesday.
There we go. Yeah.
You know, we all know though he can do even better than that, and I'm excited to see what he can do.
I believe in kick. I believe this will be a clear.
So we've got about 40 minutes left. So each player can squeeze in. Well, Kick has enough time that I think that they can do the remainder of this credit, do another full credit, and then still start a new credit. But for Ben, they have time to do one more full credit and then another one as a last credit.
I am a bit concerned about Kick though, because he has not gotten a credit yet, and gotta get credit in.
Yeah, maybe he should have continued after that miss prior, but I can understand. It's the start of the match. Or it was, rather.
Oh god, here comes hell.
Here it is. PDH at home.
I miss the Rainbow Privilege.
Here it is. Side to side. Ooh, no! Oh, man. Good. I'm glad he didn't reset. I'm glad. I believe in Kick. He'll get a good credit.
Well,
he just needs
only...
2 miss or a 1 miss in order to beat Behemoth's current score.
Yeah, he can only afford 1 mistake for the rest of the round now if he wants to match up to Behemoth.
Yeah, I feel like the corner is a good place to escape to near the end.
Yeah, it makes sense there, but he went back to the center. Maybe trying to kill some more wisps, or maybe trying to retreat at the last second. Either way, unfortunate miscalculation. This entire stage in general has some bullets coming at funny angles like that. Like the spam sections are just... they can get really wacky and sporadic. Here we go. 1 miss into Yachi. And while Marissa does struggle with, you know, stage 4, especially that section that he died to twice, unfortunately, I imagine that the rest of the game will look relatively the same.
Yeah, Marissa's boss damage is really good in general. So even for Marissa Otter, like you can see,
14 seconds,
yeah, attacks are still dying really decently. And she's still good at killing, like, the idols and the Haniwa and the extra things that the bosses fire.
Yeah, you might see that she has a few issues here, but later on she pays off that splash damage. He comes very much in handy.
Mm-hmm. So this route will focus on aggression, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Ooh, nice route.
Very nice.
I like this route.
Oh yeah, Marissa Otter. Her missiles are stronger than Eagle, huh? It's kind of weird how they did that, because Marissa Otter, or rather the Otter shot types get a stronger bomb, and it isn't, like, written in the manual that it's supposed to modify the other traits, too.
Alright. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the movement you don't want from Yachi is bottom left, right?
Looking good, though. And, oh, yeah, you don't want her to go bomb left.
Oh, Otter weaker than Eagle? Okay, never mind. Either way, it's different.
I'm interested how Kick's gonna handle the stage 5 spam. That's gonna be interesting.
We're gonna see the micro streaming.
Oh,
yeah, here we go.
Ooh.
So you
So
can
these are
micro this
broad.
whole section as well.
I kind of like this for Marissa because she won't be able to shoot as many of those as a homing shot, and they could wall her potentially.
It also has a really good because you can stream into the big ferry, so everything just kind of transitions nicely.
Here comes the spam.
Honestly, though, the spam in general isn't too bad. It's way lighter than what you see in stage 4.
Certainly.
It's
Yeah.
more like just a place you might like have a silly choke on, but it's not like a top tier threat.
Just keep
Far
your
from it.
focus. Just another focus check. Very nice. Alright, let's see how they handle this non-spell.
Yep, doing the spins. Spin to win.
I was just about to say. And yes, that's right. When you collect 5 of the tokens, and if you die in that, that's a roar break. When you have the,
Yeah,
not an animal hyper necessarily, but yeah.
Yeah, that counts as a miss nonetheless. Ooh, he got a secret token.
Oh, yeah, that's right. There are some funny conditions you can fulfill on ways to kill certain patterns to spawn like a special token, but heck if I remember all of them.
You honestly really don't want those in NNN play because it just means more tokens you have to dodge.
But it's a meme. Memes are funny.
It's the best token, so it's alright. That's forgivable.
Behem specifically, I'm trying to remember. He did an LNN specifically where he collected the 3 little chicks token. Very important run. Alright.
Alright. So, Marisa Otter does usually handle this boss better than Reimu. Let's hope it all goes well.
Interesting, side to side on this spell. I've never seen that. It makes sense, though. Ooh, nice.
Ah, yeah.
Here we go. Probably the hardest spell.
Alright.
Actually, you can do some pretty good speed kill strats as Marisa on this spell.
Yeah, I have confidence he can handle this.
It has less emphasis on like with like Reimu, you saw like constantly going for the Haniwa and like playing it safe. But as Marisa, you can actually go for the captures.
You can see she's already about to die.
There's actually some misdirect stuff you can do at the beginning as Marisa, where you like spin around the top or whatever. But we didn't see that here.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
The Marisa is already paying off.
Definitely. I imagine that it'll be more pronounced on Keiki as well. I know that Reimu Otter has to do 4 red waves of GC. I'm not sure how many Marisa Otter does.
I'm pretty sure everyone that's not Marisa Wolf still has to do 3. Oh no!
Ouch! That spell has captured 2 lives today. F.
With Marisa Wolf, you can do 2.5 waves of geometric creature, which is really nice.
2.5, good. Interesting.
Alright, so this is where Keek will have to weigh their options. I'm not sure if they're keeping track of Ben's progress, but they either bank it on a no miss no bomb Keiki or they reset for...
Well, don't forget, it's entirely possible that he can LNN the rest of stage 6. He already has an LNN on this shot type, in fact. So, absolutely in the realm of possibility.
Yeah, that intro.
Always a little bit scary. These bullets are a little bit inordinate and wacky.
Also, the stage 6 spam is a bit more notorious for Marisa because she lacks the amulets.
Absolutely. Pick is currently on 2 miss pace. So yeah, he needs to get LNN in order to beat Ben's current score.
Yeah, and if you look at the bottom middle of the screen, we have a tracker going. So we have the current, which just shows how many times they have died, and then the target is just what they're aiming for, basically, in order to beat the other player.
Looks
All right,
like a
so you can just
timeout.
time it down by spinning it. That's pretty handy. And here it is. Just got to be careful here.
Good job going side to side, just trying to minimize the impact of these wisps.
Yeah, number 1 objective is to keep up the kills on this section because, Marisa just gets overwhelmed here easily.
Yep, slowly inch towards, use your unfocused lasers, and near the end
So
here...
yeah, this is where it starts getting weird as Marisa.
Awkward.
Definitely
it's
is
always
a
awkward.
very...
It's always gonna be awkward.
I was a little afraid of how fast he unfocused backward. Oh, we're good, we're good.
Okay.
Cakey time.
So I'm interested to see how this player does the first spell, because people have very different strats for it. There's like a
I'm
strat where you
interested.
can misdirect it on the side, and then one where you just stay in the middle. So this is the side misdirect.
Oh god, that looked very dodgy.
Specific spots. Ooh, is the
Looking
side
good.
strat for maximizing DPS, or is it just a different method of dodging it?
It's
It's just
safer.
it's a certain way to aim it.
I
Oh,
got
no
you.
spin.
No spin. That's actually interesting.
Marissa has speed too, so she could afford to spin.
Yeah, but you don't have to spin, as you can see. I'm interested in spell 2. Now this is where I think he could get creative.
Oh, create.
I love the words on the dialogue like that. Alright, let's see what this route is going to look like. It makes sense to have a focus on the bottom of the screen for Marissa.
Yeah, and especially as Marissa, you really want to sneak in that damage. So they're
Ooh.
probably, yep, they're going to go under Keiki during this wave, so
Very
they can
smart.
sneak in extra damage. And the goal here is just to try to make sure you kill it as soon as possible. If you're good with your damage, you don't have to dodge the second wave of this, but
That is so close, the way that he dodges that.
Music sync.
alright, don't get bullied. Push upwards, fight back.
I'm praying.
There's always a way out, you just have to find it in the moment.
And patience over DPS there as well. Alright.
And let's just hope that Keiki doesn't hog the sides of the screen. I don't like those lasers.
Marissa has less range.
Like, that's really high on the screen. That's really high on the screen.
Why are they going so high? That's interesting. Marissa.
No! 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 No!
Ah! The rice bullet. Sheesh. Yeah, it just
No.
logged him in the head. Darn.
Fuck lines.
I was gonna say that Marissa has less range on that pattern, which could be a little bit dicey, but
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Marissa has it the hardest. It's just
Yeah,
because,
this-
like, on other spells, you can actively chase down the boss. On that spell, you're kind of restricted in your movement. Now, fortunately, Marissa is really good at killing these idols, so much easier time than Reimu here. Still not as easy as a time as Yomu, and we probably won't even be seeing Yomu at all, but Yomu can kind of destroy this game.
Nomu trivializes this spell.
All 3 of them. Yeah.
Alright.
Don't choke on this pattern. Like we mentioned earlier, it's all memorization, but it's one of those spells.
Gotta respect everything, that's what it comes down to. Pausing to check the tokens. Alright, we have a good arrangement there. Alright, GC. I pray. Interesting route, he's moving vertically. Oh,
No.
so close! Alright. Not much time left. Let's at least wrap it up. Get the clear. And we'll see if they go for a different strategy.
Marissa's timing on this spell is actually quite nice. Oh, although I guess they're timing it down.
Oh yeah. You're referring to the strat where you just keep shooting, right?
Right. But I guess that really mostly just applies to Marissa Wolf. Marissa Wolf has really clean timing if you just shoot the whole way through.
That's
Yeah.
convenient.
And yeah, I agree with chat right now. Geometric Creature is just one of those patterns that's just, it's the same way every time, but it's really, really hard.
See, it's a dirty pattern because it really gets you when you're nervous. If you can smell fear, so if you're
Right.
afraid, it's really just gonna get you.
and it's all execution based as well. I mean, you can't really blame RNG if you die at a geometric feature. It's all on you.
Yeah, it's mental consistency. That's what it's. I mean, of course, there is technique and execution. You'll never be fully consistent at it. But if I recall correctly, I'm just remembering, because I know Bahiam personally. He had like a godly set on GC that was like, what, 23 out of 25? That's Rain Water? That's the kind of stuff that he does.
Oh yeah, a player, oh, nice, GG. Oh, there was a player in a previous year who actually did like a full timeout of GC.
Nice.
In a run? Full timeout. Yeah, on World Cup. I think it was 2020 or 2021. I can't remember. It was a few years back, but someone did a full timeout, and it was pretty crazy.
Is it going to be like the VAUG tradition?
I'm not sure people are going to make that a tradition in this game, but
I didn't think so. Yeah. Right.
Yes. Tap, 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 tap.
GG's to kick for the first clear. Those misses were definitely understandable.
Love how he went from the freaking final boss to the stage 3. Love it.
There we go.
Kit gonna start a new run.
Soon enough.
Yeah, they're allowed to keep track of their opponent's progress. But, I mean, I guess there's a little bit of a risk carried to that as well, because if you notice that the competitor has, like, a really good run, that could hurt the morale. But it could also make, encourage you to try harder, which would... I mean, it just depends on the person, right?
You could be just going for a coffee break.
Yeah, it's basically just a player choice of whether they want to know how their opponent is doing or not.
Yeah, they could make a tactical choice, but like tactical choice and switch shot types, but I don't know if that's going to be too relevant here. They seem to be comfortable with Marissa Otto the most.
Speaking of time, though, this is a very awkward timer right now.
Oh, absolutely.
It's adequate, but it's not adequate enough for like 2 credits, only for 1.
Well, I know when I've played my previous matches, I just don't check. I'm just in my own little zone, my own world.
That's what I would do for sure. Alright, yep, that's right. Kick only has 1 credit left. So if they are going to die in early game, let's hope they do it soon so they can get the good, clean run into late game. The way the wisps work on this pattern is really weird. If you... Yeah. I thought that they would always retaliate if you shot them, but he was able to shoot a few of them and they didn't do anything.
If they shot you from a point-blank range, that would be pretty scary, I think.
Not if you shotgun? Okay, good. Yeah, so that's why the wisps behind Kutaka will shoot the revenge bullets if you hit them. That checks out. Definitely a highlight song in the game for me. I love hearing this. It's just it's a nice tonal shift that lets you know that you're on a real run. Here we go. Approaching stage 4 spam momentarily.
He got that secret jellyfish token.
Alright. Streaming begins now. Gonna stream those bullets. Yeah. That was a really nasty spot. Those bullets. Oh!
No! A crime has just been witnessed.
That was terrible RNG. Oh my god. That was actually garbage. Like, where was he supposed to go? I understand why he went for that vertical movement, to be honest with you. Alright, now we're gonna listen to some Jellystone.
I like this song actually. It sounds really encouraging. Like, you can do it! Go for it! It's happy.
We don't really, like, WBaWC, not only the aesthetic and the actual font, but the sound font too is very distinct, and I love that.
You know what this song reminds me? It reminds me of the, I don't know if anyone's played Pokemon Sun and Moon, but like the Kahuna battle theme, like it starts off all scary and then it's just like super fun and encouraging. That's what this song reminds me of. It starts off like hardcore with the guitars and then it gets all fun.
It's all goofy.
I like the instrument. The instrument is very ghostly. Can't explain it.
And then we get Lost River, which is just really reflective and somber and nice.
And then doo-doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo. That song has grown on me, I will admit. So right here on stage 2, I remember Behem did a different route on here where like he streamed one of the sections, but I imagine there's nothing really significant here.
Yeah, unfortunately this stage is mostly just streaming.
The vendetta against streaming continues.
I mean, no, I don't really have a problem with it. I'm just, unfortunately, as commentator, there isn't anything insightful to really say.
The
because
concentration of streaming.
The players aren't really under that much threat until stage 4, basically. Unless
Look,
you want to
it's a
count
cow.
Kutaka.
There we go. Gonna hug those wisps,
No.
basically.
Oh.
What's wrong?
Oh. I don't know why, but I thought I guess the stream lagged. I thought he picked up like 3 otters.
Oh no.
I was scared for a second.
Now for my favorite part of the song.
It's cool because this is like an oboe or whatever it's called, right? Like that little wind instrument.
It's unusual, but I guess the modern Touhou songs are a bit more experimental with the instrumentation. Anyway, this has now become a music review stream, so hi.
Look at the background, it's cool.
You know, talking about music, you know what's great about Urumi's theme? Is the instrument actually sounds like a cow. We need more songs like this.
I see.
Are you talking about? Are you talking about that really low background instrument?
Yeah.
Huh.
Listen to it, it's like a cow.
Perfect. Yo, Eagle, let's go!
Yo!
Wait. Oh, interesting.
Beautiful. Oh, love to see it, love to see it.
Oh
So
yeah,
this
there is
the
actually
funny Yomu shot.
there's something we never really quite brought up with the Urumi nuns is that you actually want to stay high on those as well due to the way the bullets actually crisscross. And Zune actually encourages that because on the mid-boss non, if you stay really close to the boss, you can get that secret token.
So I imagine Yomu Eagle will end up getting either way, because her shotgun damage is actually really competent. I don't know how much it compares to like Yomu Wolf slash damage, but if she can shotgun, then she'll, you know, shred the boss, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Alright.
you know, that's the beautiful thing by Yumu Eagle is even though her main slash is bugged and does less damage, she's still perfectly viable in all ways.
Yeah, she changes the dynamic of gameplay in an interesting way. Like, you'll notice that Behem will tap focus in order to rearrange those 4 wisps that follow him unfocused to the same point in order to get shotgun damage. It'll happen mostly during boss patterns. There's more technique to this boss. I like it. I mean, not this boss, this shot type. Here we go, stage 3. Tap, 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 tap. Yeah, Rainbow Otter is like the shot with no advantages, basically. She's the worst at everything. Well, that's not true. Her unfocused shot is good. But otherwise, she has like the worst base attributes, you could say.
Well,
Her range... she has range and homing, yeah.
well, that's the beautiful thing, though. Every shot type, even if you try and find weaknesses, they all have a strength somewhere.
Oh wow, 10 seconds on that spell, yeah. Yomu Eagle does really shred bosses if she can get that damage. A lot of the... You'll also see a lot of unfocused non-spells like this, whenever it's easy to do so.
I really hope this is a run for BM, because Yomu Eagle has some really special stage 6.
Yeah, it'll look pretty funny. Alright. Very nice. That is true. Yomu Eagle's I-score was updated. You know, I'm not a WBaWC player, per se, so I don't know like how the meta has changed. But I know that she has definitely the biggest learning curve. She's a very unique Touhou shot. And if you're looking for something funny, I'd recommend you give Yomu Eagle a try. Something funny that rewards time investment and skill.
Gonna go for Yomu Eagle for your first WBaWC in an info?
Maybe.
It's totally
I
something
did.
you'd do.
Oh, it absolutely is something I'd do. You got that. I'd play the dumb, funny shot.
I actually really like how the Yomu options are handling these enemies. They kind of trail behind, but they can kind of catch what the main shot doesn't kill.
Yeah. There's still a lot of range and the ability to focus all the shots. It's flexible. It's like Marissa A in Mountain of Faith, yes?
Yeah.
So yeah, I will say Urumi is kind of scary to me as Yomu Eagle, but that's like 5 minutes of playtime. But yeah, no focus on everything, so your movement is pretty fast. Nice pace by kick. Sorry, were you gonna say something, Borealis?
Oh, I think I forgot what I was gonna say.
It's alright.
Well,
Didn't mean to interrupt.
ooh, nice shotgun.
Ooh.
So we've got about 11 minutes left. I would say Kick has enough time to at least get well into stage 5 before deciding whether they want to reset. As for Ben, it looks like he's just really gonna have to make this run count.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Probably
Ben-
can get a stage 4 reset, but the... How long exactly
Ben's right now in like the early game like
Right.
hell, so he's he really needs to get out like that into stage 4 at some point.
Yeah, the good thing that these players have going for them is the consistency of the first 3 stages, which is not a luxury you get in every game.
Certainly not.
Lol, okay.
UFO.
Kick into stage 4.
Very nice. I believe in the NN stage 4. I'm praying.
By the way, I don't mean to say that the first 3 stages are free. It's just kind of like 10 Desires, where they're quite reasonable and consistent as opposed to most games. It is still possible to die.
Certainly. It's all relative, you know?
Oh yeah, you could even see right now BM would use the slashes to kill Urumi's health bar. So they're still quite usable.
They're good for stage sections as well. Oh?
Huh?
Oh.
Stage 3 streaming.
Oh god, there's like bullets approaching him, I hope.
Eee. There we go.
Okay, good.
Good. Maybe he was just prepping himself mentally.
I don't know, maybe something happened, IRL.
Yep. Maybe the cat jumped on his
Yeah,
keyboard.
I was about to say that the cat jumped on the desk.
We need more players with like
Yeah.
pets.
Match flew by, but it also has the smallest timer we've had so far in TWC. Now, there are survival categories that have a lot shorter timers, and we will see that in Mountain of Faith. But
Very
that's
nice
for
stage four
another
spam.
week.
He was able to do that spam all in one stream without having to misdirect or go back. That was really clean. Praying.
Oh, please, the spam.
Third time's the charm.
Getting a little scared of the unfocused there, but it makes sense. Here we go. PDH at home.
Nightmare fuel.
Please just retreat to the corners.
Oh, those enemies, they also... Oh, so that's why he goes in the middle. He goes in the middle because those enemies actually... They bonk into you. I didn't know the Wisps did that. That's so evil. Very nice capture.
Yeah.
Also, I totally gaslit myself. I thought the TD timer was 85 minutes. It was 75.
Alright, timing this down a little bit.
A very reasonable thing to do is Marissa.
Oh, I see. So he avoids doing more of the... Well, actually, I'm not sure what section he's skipping specifically.
Oh, it's like a very spam section with homing. Aimed bullets.
Much easier to do a static non, for sure.
So, Marissa Otter gets 19 TWC score for NNN, and Yomu Eagle gets 18.
Actually, if they both LNN, the Marissa would win.
True. It's a very small bonus.
I really hope that's the run for Behemoth, though. I really want to see what Yomu Eagle looks like in late game.
Definitely. Let me think. Do we have any...
was interesting movement.
Nice. I was gonna say, we don't have any potential for a tie anymore because of the shot types being chosen. So, Kick needs to get, what is it, 2 miss or less on this to beat Behemoth's current score? Yeah.
I'm gonna imagine that this is gonna be their last credit. Unless something goes horribly wrong on Yachi and the players are forced to reset, this looks like it's the last credit. So let's make this a good one.
Spin.
Okay.
I really like that spell 2 route he has. Very spinny.
So we just need to hope that Yachi behaves herself with her movement on this spell. Where's she gonna go? The world will soon find her. She went down left.
Uh-oh, okay, that looks grim. That
Good,
looks
good.
grim.
That was
movement.
fantastic.
Oh
That's
my-
what.
oh
Yes,
my
excellent.
God.
See, that's what you're supposed to do when she does that, and that was handled fantastically. Good job.
Oh my god, you blink and you miss it. That was a terrifying movement. Oh! Nice work! And the slowdown actually helping there. Not that he was gonna die, but...
Chat,
Can't believe she did it.
Someone clip that. That was a beautiful play.
That was very nice, yeah.
She did the cursed movement.
I need to see how that went again, because it's like, boop, 1 second Marissa's in front of a bullet, boop, 1 second she's past it.
Okay, so Keek is in a very good position.
Both players are in a wonderful position.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so now we
I'm
get to see
excited.
how Yomu handles this stage. Oh, those slashes are so good.
They're still good against those yin-yangs, even though they deal less damage. Nice.
Oh god, I can't wait to see the spam, both spams.
Yeah. I'm curious what Yomu... Well, Yomu Eagle... Eagle spam is going to be pretty good. Most definitely.
Yomu Eagle's stage portions from here on are gonna be like beautiful. It's his bosses that are gonna be scary, mostly, I think.
No, don't get those otters. Ah, what do you... Oh, okay.
Here.
Is that a strat specific to tokens being weird or something, or is that usual?
I can't think of why. I guess style points.
Okay.
That's my best guess. Okay.
Possibly.
Slashing time.
Yeah, this section, you all can see just the immense difference in shot types here. It's beautifully illustrated by how well she decimates this chapter.
Honestly, she's a very slept-on shot.
Yeah, like, that's one of the hardest sections in the whole game, just deleted, pretty much.
No Mayumi spin shenanigans.
Oh yeah, there's something I also want to point out is that in the token collection, you can kind of set yourself up in what I kind of like to call the golden situation, where you have basically the setup so that no matter what token you get, no matter what it is, it's impossible to get an animal roaring token, or an animal roaring hyper. So you basically have 4 different kinds of tokens.
Yeah, they always... Oh, so she... Yeah. Look on the right screen. Ugh.
Ooh.
That was terrifying.
Yumi
So
got
she
pushed
still struggles
down.
with that a lot too, just like Marissa, but on the other hand, she doesn't have to deal with those, the wisps, you know, bonking into Yomu at least.
Yeah.
Mayumi in an end pace. Let's go.
Please don't be a killer like last year.
I pray. It's okay, Mayumi... The Mayumi profile picture has blessed this Mayumi.
Yeah. Kind of crazy how I'm both in-game and commentating.
If I don't talk, will they NNN Mayumi?
Maybe. Try it out.
Spell one's cool, but pray for none
Cool.
too.
Must feel good to be Murasan's second on. I would not want to deal with an extra wave on pace. Getting some damage there in the center. Misdirect. Good. Very fluid, well timed by Kick. Ooh.
2 minutes left. This is getting spicy.
Oh, it's a good thing that Kick is not being... Oh, no! I was about to say it's good that he's not being greedy, but maybe he should have been.
That's your fault, Fa. I stayed silent.
That sucked.
I said
here's
nothing.
Eek.
Okay, spins.
Alright, there's the Yomu Eagle route. I'm looking on the right.
Lots of shotguns. Very beautiful.
Yeah. It oh my god, that looked
What
really
the hell
silly.
is that route?
What the heck? Nicely done, though. 15 seconds. Yeah, don't underestimate Mayumi, honestly. Mayumi has never been free.
This is crazy. There's like crazy things happening in both streams.
Unless you're Yomu Wolf. Then she is free.
Marissa Wolf is actually pretty good on Mayumi as well.
Marisa's shot splash damage absolutely shreds here. Yeah.
Okay. Alright, where are you gonna go, Yachi? Oh, she went pretty good.
Alright, let's see.
Yeah, that's really good movement, RNG. This should be free.
I'm really happy for Kick Century.
Kick still has room for 1 miss, so absolutely in the green right now.
Oh, Yomu Eagle is really slow on this spell.
Dang, yeah.
Alright, this is looking to be the final credit. I don't think that Kick is gonna reset ever here, and most
20
certainly not Ben.
I doubt it too, yeah.
Let's count down.
12,
All right.
11,
10,
9, 8, 7, 6,
5, 4,
3, 2, 1.
GG.
Final run. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said Joel. I ruined chat.
Final Joel?
I ruined chat.
This Joel invasion continues. What can be
All right,
done?
final Joel, everybody. It's okay. For every Joel, the RNG refreshes. So you just gotta keep texting Joel in chat until the RNG is perfect for both players. That is definitely how it works. You know, the butterfly effect. You know, you send a message and then I don't know. There's gonna be some.
Fear.
What the heck?
Shotgun.
Shut up.
The splash damage. That's the splash damage.
Oh.
Take a
Yeah,
breather.
please,
Take a
please,
breather.
Okay, so now we get to see how these Eagle shots handle this spam. They're doing okay.
Very good.
I'd imagine as the other Yomu shots, you would just be slashing constantly, right?
Probably.
She could still slash this, but both are viable. Oh, what? No spin, huh?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, this is the more traditional way to do it, and this non-spill actually isn't that bad. You just have to make sure you don't bottom hug. It will wall you if you stay really, really low, so you gotta push up a little bit. It'll be
You
fine.
achieve a certain height. Yep.
Okay, keep down.
Very nice. Very nice.
The real question is, how is Ben gonna handle the idols?
Right.
Yeah. Let's see right here. If Kick gets a 1 miss, then he'll have. Let's see.
No.
Darn it.
Oh, no.
Okay.
And the
At least he
tokens.
still beat the current score. If he clears.
The only issue is that Ben hasn't died yet.
Kick
Yeah,
versus
exactly.
Keiki. Come on. Oh god, I'm so scared for both players suddenly.
They're in a very interesting position. Keek has to end in the rest of the fight and kind of hope that Ben doesn't make any significant improvements.
Yeah. If Ben improves his score, then it'll be higher than Rainwater 2 miss.
Shotgun with you, Eagle. That's
Oh, wow.
a shotgun.
8
Amazing.
seconds. See, she is broken.
In both ways.
Very true. All right. I wonder
Yes,
how
I love
the,
how fast Marissa can kill that spell.
Nice. I wonder how fast.
Okay,
the Miami
idol
second
spell
is
number
gonna go.
2. Yep, shredding through the idols.
Oh, the slashes are pretty good there. Yeah.
All right, linear creature.
Fuck lines?
Lines.
The high movement, is that to avoid tokens?
I think it is.
Yes.
The lines are fucked.
This is where things get tense for sure. The music ramps up, non-spell speeds up. Here's hoping.
Oh, gonna work. Wow, that shredded.
Nice.
All right, how fast is the final gonna die?
That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. That's a
Staying in the
halfway
center.
through.
Vertical strat.
You know, it's funny that when the Yomu
Wow, that
Eagle
was
bug
Oh
gutsy
my
movement.
god.
when the
Very nice
Yomu
work.
Eagle bug was first discovered, like everyone was just like, "Oh man, this shot is just trash. There's just no benefit." But then the shotgun was found.
Yeah.
In stage 6 intro, demolished.
Oh, that's so satisfying.
Like,
That is so good.
Yeah. All right. Here's the critical moment for Kick
Kick,
after this spell.
please.
Okay.
Kick, come on.
It's kind of cool how he unfocused there for a moment to end the spell early.
Also, and an end pace into stage 6.
Chat, give cake for Kick.
Pray. Geometry.
And it's no RNG here, just all execution. Geometry!
Geometry! Geometry. There we go.
Bingo!
Oh, it's not over yet.
Yep. Still got one more.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I'm curious as to how Yomu's gonna fare on this. Also nice, these wisps have differing accelerations. I'm getting flashbacks.
timing it out.
I remember, Mino, your LNN had like a really funny moment in this
I did.
section. Yeah. Oh, nice using the slash to take out those wisps. That
Yeah,
were both
those
trying
two
to
were like
body him.
closing it. Oh,
They're trying to body him.
I don't like this.
Oh, no.
Oh god, what is happening?
Cease this nonsense at once.
They are actually trying to murder him. They're not just drifting around.
All right.
Okay, come on. Final spell. Be nice.
All right, Ben. Here we go.
This really is like a Dragon Ball Z fight right at the end.
Also,
One
Kiki,
shot.
Please don't die to square creature.
Must
Come
be
on.
so odd. Oh.
Come on.
I believe.
there we go.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Let's
Round of
go.
applause.
2 miss.
All right.
Kick,
Very
taking the
great
lead for
performance
now.
by Kick. Wonderful work. Rest
But
easy. You done
We're
well.
not done yet. We have someone on in pace in Keiki.
Ben.
What does that say?
Huh?
I have no idea, but it circles Behemoth's name. Can anyone translate that, perhaps?
Oh, token creature.
Oh, Pokemon names. Tensor.
Oh, I see. Oh yeah, of course Behemoth is based on the Pokemon.
I don't know how to feel about that top right strap, but I mean, he knows what he's
Question
doing.
mark?
I don't think it's a flex. I think it's because the bullet density is less on the top circles, but oh, I mean, it makes me uncomfortable to watch, but I know the player knows what they're doing. Oh, nice
Very
slash
nice.
kill right
very
there. That
nice.
was cool.
Very nice. On the side
Oh.
there, it's pretty cool.
That wolf is pretty
Oh,
scary.
wholesome message from Kick right there.
Thank you. Nice.
Aww.
Thank you for playing.
So, Ben has actually NN'd this game on a previous TWC. So, if they get this NN, it'll be their second NN
Fingers
in
crossed.
Lobok on a TWC.
Actually, Behemoth has quite a lot of wiggle room right here. He can get a few misses.
True, but think of the value.
But we want to
though.
believe in the NN
Think of the
dream.
value. 2 LNNs in one day, and Behemoth's second LNN in the same day, 2 years in a row. That would
Yumu
be incredible.
Eagle, Supreme. Oh, here comes the Isle spell. Now this is something Yumu Eagle should be able to clear very easily.
Ooh. Behemoth does have all shot, yes.
Yes!
Beautiful.
She shotguns this section.
Look at this. Look at this.
Beautiful.
This is so beautiful.
Oh, that is so satisfying to watch. Get out, Keiki.
This is like watching those
Nice!
cake cutting ASMRs.
Cake cutting ASMR. That someone should make that
Cake
for an
slashing.
ending blocker next year. I want to see that.
Oh, this spell can be pretty scary with Yumu Eagle because of the slashes.
Oh yes, you have to. Yeah, one thing about Yomu that makes her have a learning curve on top of Yomu Eagle's existing learning curve is the fact that those slashes
All right,
you have
here
to
we go.
charge and
Okay.
release them.
This is
Time
the
for the
hardest
gauntlet.
part. This is the hardest part for Yumu Eagle. Can she do it?
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Come on.
Him is the Wabauk god. I believe in him.
You can do this. Come on, you can do this. Let's go.
The Wabauk behemoth.
Shotgun.
Interesting.
From the bottom, the slashes don't even reach the boss, so only the unfocused shots do damage.
Really? The slashes don't even reach?
There we
Only
go.
wolf
Okay.
does. Beautiful.
Come on, come on!
It's all gonna come down to this.
I have no idea what the spell looks like as Young Eagle. I'm a little bit scared that he left it no focus a lot, which he
All
will.
the damage has to be done unfocused, so...
What is with this year's survival runs and these in and in paces?
Can't wait for
Kill
the first
floor
score
is just
match.
going up.
Come
Full
on.
time down, huh? Interesting. I guess that makes sense.
Oh, shooting here?
I'm scared. I actually am.
I am hunching forward in my seat.
You could not make me do this unfocused. Oh my god.
Unfocused on
Like
Ellen in
I
pace.
can feel the pressure that Ben is feeling.
It is tangible.
Fear.
Halfway. Oh my god, and the yellow bullets in the background there too.
It's all execution.
Here we go.
I believe.
Come on.
I believe. Behem, I believe in you.
Oh god.
I believe. Do it.
You're
Come
scaring
on!
me.
Oh! That dodge!
Element? Is it?
Please! Please! Please, Behem, do it! Yes!
There we go
Yeah!
now.
Let's go! He did it!
L,
2 years
N,
in a
N.
row! Amazing work! Amazing!
Nice.
What
Oh,
a
I'm so
steal.
glad I commentated this. Let's go, Behem! The streak
my
is insane.
God.
This is like I said, 2 LNNs in the same day, and a player getting a streak of 2 LNNs 2 years back to back. There's just like a lot going on here.
Okay, fine. It is Wednesday.
He earned the right to call today
You've
Wednesday.
earned the right to call this day Wednesday.
Oh my god. Whew.
Impossible based on impossible.
I know, I feel
creature.
so exhausted just commentating this.
The stress is so immense, but he just holds it together.
Ah,
Whew.
This is what World Cup is for, though. It's these types of moments.
Yeah.
I love how each player got a lead above the other at some point. Really pushing their
Ooh.
limits.
Yeah, it was certainly close. It all... Like, I'm very glad that Kick ended with a very solid run at the end. Wednesday!
Dude, Team Harmony is
Wednesday.
pretty scary, just
Wednesday.
popping off.
Wednesday. So this means that Behem has 9 Wabauk LNNs, 1 for every shot. He has the chicken LNN, and then he has the one from last year, and then he has 12 Wabauk LNNs. This man has 12 LNNs of this game.
I like the picture. Oh, you can.
The
Oh, you
fan
can
art.
micrododge, pal.
So
Beautiful.
Oh boy, 12 minimum, yes.
So there we go. Wonderfully played by both players. Really intense match, as we've just witnessed.
That is such a
Amazing,
nice
amazing
run.
work, Behem. Congratulations. I must applaud you on your dedication to this single game and your absolutely godly consistency. I'll just say that, you know? And once again, you know, props to Kick playing a garbage shot type as well. To miss as Mersa Otter is not an easy feat to get in a 75-minute time frame. Certainly don't forget that.
Bro, this is like such a wonderful way to start the event.
Really, yeah. Because, like, we pretty much know what staple games we can expect to get LNN, but I'm really excited to see if there's going to be an upset this year. Like, if we get an LNN in a, well, granted, LNN is already an amazing thing to catch live, but if we could get an LNN in another game we haven't gotten it before, I would pop off like crazy. Trust me. EOSD, UFO, UM, one of those two, yeah.
Honestly,
Moth.
this is so scary. Like, it just started. We have 2 LNNs. Like, this is setting a standard, y'all.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Team Harmony has really been taking the lead in its first few matches.
It's just, yeah, like, for these games, the consistency is just absolutely incredible. Alright. So let's take a look. Sure thing.
Next match.
All right. Let's take a look. Thank you all for having me. It's been great. I'll go ahead and find a raid target. All right.
So, stay tuned next week for Imperishable Knight, Lunatic No Bomb.
A really creative category, honestly.
All right. Let's see. So we're keeping it up with the survival train here. I'm gonna go ahead and look in the Touhou category. Let's see. Let's go ahead and raid these folks. How about it? Thank you all for watching, and thank you all for having me today. It's been a blast. All right.
Wonderful opportunity to commentate.
A mod for TRS. Check.
Okay, and then we have our second match for next week, which is Touhou 16 Lunatic Scoring.
Ooh, Bird versus Lotus. Hero's streams are very fun to watch. And Oiten is also a force of nature.
Very nice. We have, let's see here. Hidden Star Scoring. That'll be our first scoring match, huh? Unless I missed something. I believe I and LNB transition into his sifts. So yeah, stay tuned for next week, because there's gonna be a whole lot of variety here. There's definitely more where all that came from. Rest assured.
Yep, we'll be seeing our first scoring match as well.
And it'll be a lot more like, for those of you who are new to TWC, like, scoring is very detailed and intricate compared to Survival. There's gonna be a lot more, like, specialized commentary, really. There's gonna be a lot more funny stuff going on, so look forward to that.
Oh yeah, in scoring is truly when you see unique player tactics and strategies.
Absolutely. Let's take a look here. I'm glad we have the stage 4 background here. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember who made the backgrounds, but props to you. And Mountain of Faith. Oh, that's the name of the player. Lotus Moth. This is a little bit confusing. And we have a player named Good Omen in, I forgot which category.
Is this gonna be the Mothvillain then, Mino?
Oh, yeah.
Mothvillain then.
Well, no, because it's Ian.
Well, but...
Mofu.
Mion is Good Omen. Okay, there we go. That checks out. One thing that'll be funny too. IN, you never know what shot types people are gonna pick.
Oh yeah, and IN was one of the matches that had qualifiers, and if anyone had watched the qualifiers this year, they've been pretty crazy.
Honestly, this just could go any way. This is such a wild card.
Alright. See you all, guys, next time.
Yeah, see you. Thanks for
Adios,
stopping
everybody.
by.
Have fun, take care, and enjoy the raid.